Welcome back. I'm here. Where have I been? Packing. Being lazy. Netflix. Yeah. No, I've been kind of taking it easy. But it's raining today, so I can't go out hiking and doing all my fun outdoor activity stuff. So I am back with a video. Yeah. This might be the only one for the week though, because I am going to Florida this weekend. So definitely no videos over the weekend kind of thing. I'm just like, adulting is really just taking its toll on me. So trying to like do my little hobbies and stuff is kind of like getting put on the back burner a little bit. But it's okay, because I wanted to show you guys a video that I thought was pretty cute. It's got 2 million views on it. So if you're seeing this because you saw that video, then I'm just going to go through it, the process and all that stuff, and see if there's anything that I would change. I am an ex-tattoo artist. I was licensed. I've had all my training. I've tattooed for 3 years. I've done hundreds of tattoos. I've gotten a lot of tattoos. And I have a lot of hours under my belt on how to stay safe and sanitary, not hurt yourself, stuff like that. So the video we're going to watch today is actually like a really big clickbaity video that I've seen the same title for like 50 times since I started doing these reviews. And it is, I gave myself a tattoo at 14. Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of kids are tattooing themselves and putting it on YouTube. And I usually avoid those because they're underage kids and it's weird. Like, I like to think I have more of an adult demographic, so I don't really get how these kids are putting this stuff online and then the algorithm is like just launching them above all these other videos when they're underage and they're doing something illegal. But I don't know, guys. I'm from America. Like, in my state, you have to be 18 and licensed and have like multiple certifications to even get your license. It's a lot. It's really tricky where I come from to do it legally. So this YouTuber's name is Biddle, and she has 44,000 subscribers. So congrats on that. You're doing way better than most people. Her video's got over 2 million views, and it was uploaded 2 years ago. So maybe she's still making videos. Maybe she's still doing tattoos. I have no idea. But I think this is her first one. So let's go ahead, check it out, see if I've got any advice for her. It's all good. Yeah, all right.
Welcome to potentially the stupidest video I will ever do.
I like the beanie already. The little Billie Eilish thing going on. Yeah.
Today I'm going to be giving myself a tattoo, and I'm 14 years old. Now, before you flip, I've done some research into this, and from what I've found, this is not illegal because I'm doing it on myself. I've ordered the correct stuff, so I have this lining black night ink. It's just tattoo ink, basically.
Yeah, that's just like a basic, super basic, any like cheap brand type ink, you know. I mean, here we use like Kurosumi, you know. I don't know if other countries are really into that, but that's usually like the top end of what you can afford off of Amazon. And a lot of tattoo artists use it. But yeah, this stuff, it's technically tattoo ink. It's better than pen ink. So, man.
You have to get stuff that is safe for your skin, and this is from a tattoo brand. Also have sterile tattoo needles because I'm not risking getting any infections. I've got some surgical spirit, which is basically the same as rubbing alcohol to clean my skin and anything else that might need cleaning. Okay, let's get started. I'm very nervous. Also, a quick disclaimer, do not recommend this. There is obviously risks at doing yourself a tattoo. I am taking those risks on. I also want to point out that I have got parental consent to do this. I asked my mum if she would mind if I did a very, very small tattoo, and she didn't mind, especially because these ones usually fade. But obviously, I am doing this in the risk that it might not.
Okay, so I mean, she's got... If you have a bottle of kids' chewable multivitamins, you might be too young for a tattoo. That's so cute. Oh my God. I mean, my kids, they're 4 and 5. They eat those. You gotta stay healthy, guys. Even if they gotta taste like, candy, get your vitamins in. Oh my god. What was I gonna say? So she actually asked for permission and she's gonna do a small tattoo. So her mom's like, I mean, what's the worst that could happen, I guess. I mean, if it's a little itty bitty baby, your whole arm isn't gonna fall off kind of thing. So she has permission. She has sterile equipment. Seems like she's really on board with keeping everything sterile and safe. It's how you execute that. Just because you have the sterilized equipment and the cleaning supplies, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily using it the way it should be used to make sure you don't get sick. So
point out that I've searched into all the risks of doing this, and I've also searched into how to do it and watched tutorials on it, and just also, oh my god, really quickly, do not class this as a tutorial. I mean, if you're going to do it, then by all means watch this and see what you think after I've done it. But I would not class this as a tutorial because I'm not recommending people do this. This is not a good idea.
Fair.
So I've been trying some
designs. She's super honest about it.
One of the ones I'm doing is the one you just saw on my wrist that is all smudged.
Okay, so fun part about her placement here. That skin, it is really easy to get a stretch and do that area yourself. Not gonna lie. You're not gonna get like the cleanest stretch kind of thing, but it is gonna be a lot easier to actually place it there because that skin is tight. The other problem is that you see when I bend my wrist here, it is also very thin, and that is why you get all those major wrinkles in it. So she is at risk of having it just rub out if she puts it right on her wrist. There's a reason that tattoo artists don't, like right where the tip of this is, that's the best stopping point really for a wrist tattoo. Some people put it here, and it's kind of like putting it on the side of your hand. It's just going to wear so much that it will just turn into a big gray mess, a big old patchy thing that just fell out over time. They don't last as long. But it looks like she's just doing something like this freaking big. So it doesn't really matter. It seems like it's more of a temporary thing and just trying to have the experience in general. So
I'm just going to remove that with a wet wipe so that I can wash the area thoroughly before
doing it
properly. Oh my god. So what I'm going to do is head downstairs, find a cup or a little cap or something that I can put the ink in, boil some water in the kettle and pour it all over it, and then also I will clean it out with the surgical spirit. Off a bottle of water so that I can just clean this out because this is the perfect size. I won't be needing much ink for a really small tattoo, obviously. So yeah, I'm just going to boil the kettle real quick.
She's got something disposable, nothing she's going to reuse, obviously.
With surgical spirit.
She's going to clean the crap out of it. When you,
put the
boil plastic, I mean, some people get really into, like, the microbes, like, going,
I'm just going to let that,
like, into the water and stuff,
but
I don't think that's a big deal.
The next step is to make the area I'm going to do it sterile. So I'm actually going to take up some cling film and some kitchen roll, and I'm going to put that across the surface to make it clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is
I really like that belt.
Clean the surface with that first.
That is really cute.
So I'm going to get some cling film. By the way, I've just washed my hands thoroughly before I've done this, and I'm going to wash them again before I do the actual.
Okay, so now what I'm wondering is if she cleaned her hands. Can you hear the fire truck going by my house? I live in the ghetto, so it's all good. Whenever I wash my hands for a tattoo, I am like a surgeon with it. I am like all in here and, in between the nails kind of thing. But I also like go all the way up to the elbow, like, because, well, she's doing it on her wrist, but so it's not a huge deal. But whenever you tattoo somebody else, you tend to like bump into like the clip cord, that should be wrapped, and the table and whatever they're resting on wherever you're tattooing them. If you're doing a large piece, you can actually just like get plasma like all up and down your arms if you're not super careful. So I like to protect my client and stuff like that. I would always wash up to the elbows because that is a possible contact area. So Seeing her with like 5 bracelets on, I think she just washed to here, which is okay because she's just doing it on her wrist. But, you know, she slides her arm. If you're really like trying to be very technically sterile about the whole process, you would wash up to here just so in case you have any bacteria or anything on your arms, it wouldn't touch your setup or anything like that. Do I think that's really a big deal? No. But if you want to be like, I am 100% about sanitation and stuff, this is just gets all your ducks in a row kind of thing.
Tattoo. So I'm going to put this across the surface that I'm going to be putting my arm on. And then
That's
I'm
very
get
small.
a piece of kitchen roll.
Your desk is very dirty, lady.
Put that on top of the cling film. Tape it down to the cling film. This is what I've just
done. It's a good idea.
It's a piece of cling film and kitchen roll. Stuck onto that, onto a clean surface.
That is a small setup space. I mean, she doesn't really need a whole lot because it's just going to be the ink cap, the ink, and I would get an extra paper towel out. I mean, you really want at least like 2 to 3 feet of space, you know, like both ways. If it was a tattoo machine, it would be like spraying out the tube and all this stuff. So she's just like going to be in a very small area working on. But I always say keep your tabletops clear. You don't want anything around it. You know, they build up dust on them, things like that. It just clean your room and you're good. Really, you don't have to worry about not having enough space for your cling film.
And then this just makes it a bit more sterile to.
But it does look like she wrapped it over the edge of her desk, so that is nice. It's a wood surface, but she's not planning on basing her setup on the wood surface itself.
So I'm going to open this. This is surgical spirit, as I said before, similar to rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
Just going to open this. This is a fresh bottle. I'm going to get a cotton ball.
I mean, that bottle cap's really small, but just invest in the little ink caps. You can get like the size small ink caps for something like stick and poke and have plenty of ink, in my opinion, because it's so wide that you're gonna end up tapping and doling out the bottom of your needle anyways.
Put
something small you can lightly dip into is a better bet.
With it.
I repeat myself a lot, but I also bring in new viewers with these kind of videos, so if you haven't heard that before, I say it a lot in all of them.
This is insane. I can't believe I'm doing this.
So she's being super thorough.
Put more of this surgical spirit.
I really don't
and then I'm going to clean.
I mean, if I was doing a client deal, if I was doing like green soap and stuff like that, contacting the actual bottle itself, you don't want to do that. But she's just like a one and done on this, and she's 14, so
I'm going to be tattooing.
If you were doing this on yourself with straight alcohol, I think it would kill the bacteria regardless, but it's still like around the rim and stuff might not kill it off, so I always
my mum, my nan and my dad.
prefer the squeeze bottles.
I've got this pen and I'm going to draw on my design and I'm going to keep drawing it on until I'm happy with it.
Yeah, this is just like a tiny baby. This would take like maybe 10 minutes including the setup, because I mean that's like literally a 5-second tattoo, but for this it's probably going to be like
off of the camera
45 minutes or something.
And sort out where I want to put this, and then once I've got it on where I'm happy with it, I'll be back. I think I'm happy with the placement I've got here. Do you know what I might actually do?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even suggest a stencil situation, but since it is stick and poke and it's so methodical and takes so long, I guess having your stencil on there is kind of just like a necessity. But a lot of tattoo artists and myself like to do like freehanding. Once we get the stencil on, we don't treat it like that's the only thing we can do. But
like this, I might not use the cap, I might just dip the needle straight in there, and I think that would be a bit more sanitary, so let's lose the cap.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay. Cap, I might just dip the needle straight in there, and I think that would be a bit more sanitary, so let's lose the cap.
That's not more sanitary. That's getting your blood in the bottle, and that's not like
pull out one of these needles.
A solution that's going to kill bacteria. It's just actually going to grow it really fast.
Just let that spark.
Oh, so what is up with that needle? Oh, she bent it out. Okay. So she didn't want to use the actual grouping of needles since it's so small. You can do that. It kind of seemed, well, I mean, for me, it seems like a waste, but I mean, I get why she's doing it. First of all, you're putting your blood in your bottle of ink. You're going to have to throw it away. Like, you really can't reuse that, especially if you reuse it more than once. You're just adding more blood and bacteria into the bottle every time you're done with it. Um, Another thing I was thinking about for stick and poke, there are different types of needles, and I was trying to like think of what the best possible grouping of needles you should use for stick and poke, because there is a lot. You do have some options with that. Traditional needles, like stuff that I like to use for like American traditional work, is just the round liner, and that is where you have your lining needles in a circular group like this. But a lot of like new wave type tattooing that you get really nice thin to thick line variations with is actually the tight liner, and instead of a circular positioning, it is straight, like tapered to the end. And I thought that might be a better option for stick and poke, because really when you use like a round liner, if you do not go heavy enough in it into the skin with it, you can actually see the individual needles trail in separate lines through the skin. When you do a tight liner, they are all brought to a thin point, and you can treat like a really thick 9. If you got like a 9 grouping together, you'd have very thick, bold lining. But if you get it tight, it actually comes out kind of like a 5 almost type of liner. It's really thin and tapered, and I think it's easier to apply it into the skin without making it like too thick. So if you're doing stick and poke and you're using like really basic needles, just type in tight liners, order some like 9s and 7s and stuff like that, and you can still do very thin packed lining with it. So this bending the needle out, I'm gonna keep saying she's 14. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. She's very, very young. There's a lot of videos like this where they even get parental consent, and that is between them and their parent. And she's sharing her process. It's not perfect, but she is trying to be as careful as possible. So, I ain't gonna give her a hard time about the little mistakes she's made when she hasn't had years of training under her belt. Because she would be like 11, and that's weird, so.
So as you can see, it is
So yeah, she's got her first pass on, and she's got like 5 to 7 dots per line. That's about how it goes. Also, I think the way she's positioning her needle, seasoned stick and poke would kind of disagree that you don't do it up and down, you do it at an angle, which I don't know because I don't do stick and poke, but yeah, you never want to drop the needle straight down regardless, even with tattooing. You lightly angle it, but not
but it's going to take
too
a while,
much.
so I'll come back once it's like starting to show up more.
So yeah.
Quick update, it is finally starting to show up a bit more. I've pushed a little tiny bit deeper, but you have to be careful not to go too deep, obviously. But I actually spoke to my friend. I quickly Snapchatted her and was like, it's not showing up very well, because I kind of panicked. I was like, what's going on with it? Why is it not showing up? But I think I just needed to go a little bit deeper, because now I can definitely see it there. And I'm going to keep going over it. I'm starting to be a lot more happy with how it looks. If anyone's wondering what level of pain tolerance this is, by the way, like, I don't have the best pain tolerance, to be honest.
I don't either.
This is not hurting me.
Also, the problem with, like, layering and layering and layering and just going over and over and over again, you do start to get swelling. If you swell enough, your ink is not going to stay in as well. You want to work quickly and effectively. So if you're not applying your ink in deep enough from the get-go, you are going to start swelling up, especially in certain parts of the body. It will have immediate swelling. So applying that ink in as quickly as possible is very, very important.
It's now probably been another half an hour since I last recorded, this is how it's looking, and
It's
I am
better.
pretty happy with it.
If she
it's
stopped
definitely
there,
still
it
not
would
as
look
dark as I'd
like
so I don't know. I'll probably keep going over it for a
like
bit more.
Sharpie you've been trying to wash
it's
off
starting
for a
to tingle,
couple of
so I don't know
days.
if that's a good sign, but
Very, very
not,
faded out.
I'm
Probably
gonna go
barely
over it a
even there.
more. But then I'm probably going to stop, and then I might carry it on like tomorrow or something off camera. I don't know. And maybe just add a picture of the finished result at the end.
She's trying to keep it super, super clean. And you know, you do kind of get like that halo of ink after wiping. I try to take all that off as I'm tattooing so it doesn't sit there longer. But.
So I am pretty much happy with how this is now. So I'm going to do one last like dip on each row and then I'm going to clean it and put some ointment on it, and then probably put some like either a bandage or some cling film or something on it, and keep it all clean.
Okay, so my suggestion, I like to suggest like a dry heal for people anytime that I can. Lining is great for dry heal because unless it's, you know, super thick lining, you really don't need to put anything on it. It seals the skin faster. If it's wet and open longer, you have more of a chance of bringing bacteria into your body doing that. So I always just say, hey, after you wipe off the goo that the artist put on before they wrapped you up, just don't do anything to it. Unless it's like straight color packing and you have like a ton of open skin in an area that twists and turns all the time, you really don't need to do a whole lot. If it's like black and gray and you have some negative space in there, I don't put anything on stuff like that. So I would just tell her she don't need to do nothing with that, but just make sure that it's clean and let it dry up.
And there we have it. I literally, like, straight up literally have a tattoo. That's so mental. So
it's cute.
What I'm going to do is grab a fresh cotton wool ball and go in with some surgical spirit.
Her hands are a little dirty, you know. This is her own thing. I'm sure since she asked for parental consent,
to be
she's not going to just start poking at herself every other day. Okay, yeah, so, and you can see like the individual dots where she went in. To finish up my sentence earlier, she does not seem like a lot of teenagers on here that will just start poking themselves in secret. She seems like she's been really responsible. So hopefully she tossed all of her contaminated stuff anyways, whether she realizes it's contaminated or not. Hopefully. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't think she's gonna be at like serious risk for infection. I think my first tattoo I ever did on myself looked pretty similar to that, and it looks like somebody drew it on with like a Bic pen and rubbed it off. So, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and see the transformation of 2 years, because when I was 16, I'm trying to forget those years for sure.
It's been a while since I gave myself a new tattoo. The last few I got have been done by an actual tattoo artist. But
that's
today,
good.
I'm just going to be giving myself a little one on the side of my finger. I already have a cross here, which I've had for 2 years. And I'm just going to be making it into the little woman symbol. I'll put what I mean on the side.
That's not bad. That
So
seems like that's held in pretty good for being inside the finger. Also, her hair is adorable. That's how my kid's hair is. And it's such a pain in the butt to brush. Oh my god. But it's so cute.
It feels kind of pointless. It would have been good when I first started out. The Indian ink I'm using is the Winsor & Newton ink. For anyone who doesn't know, Indian ink is still safe for your skin.
Indian ink, India ink, I can't ever remember what it's called. Yeah, it is a popular thing to use. I think she was better off with the crappy brand of tattoo ink that she bought compared to that, but...
I got some new sterile tattoo needles the other day, so I'm just using a little 1RL tattoo needle to do this. I know that 1RL is ridiculously thin, but
it really
I
is.
just like to go over it really neatly. I've thought about doing this for a little while now, because as much as I like the little cross, it just doesn't really have much symbol to me.
Yeah, this is the thing about, like, I like that she's using one needle opposed to, like, a round liner, but if she wanted it to be a little bit thicker or quicker, just getting a tight liner really helps. But yeah, we kind of skipped on the cling film this time. She does have a separate ink cap set out, which is good. So she has changed it up a little bit. I don't think she's like heavily tattooing herself. I mean, she's 16, so. But for the stuff she is doing, it's like a low risk deal. They're cute, they're aesthetic. I mean, she's having a good time. Yeah, you did it. It's definitely blown out though. Holy crap. Oof. That might not be her. I don't know if she did those herself, but whoever did the cross, that got some heavy blowouts. That is a very thin, sensitive area of the body. I was like, man, that really did not fade out at all. That's because it is drilled into your skin. It is in there, and it is under there. It is all in there, yeah. It ain't going anywhere. If you really want to fix a blowout situation, let that heal up completely and then get some white packed over around the outside of the black, and it will hide the blowout a little bit. It is more damaging to your skin, so tattoo artists really don't want to suggest stuff like that. But if you want to like soften the blowout effect, the white on top of it will blend with your skin tone over time a little bit easier than just having black set under the skin. It will also help you from having that existing tattoo in the right layers. It'll keep it from fogging out so much. So for something that small, let it heal up really good. Pack some white around it and it'll stay really, really crispy for a really long time.
So I finished up tattooing myself. It actually made that tattoo in general a bunch more visible. I think just because it goes up higher maybe, so it covers more of my finger, but I really like it. So yeah.
Also, I really like her snake tattoo. That is a really cute, clean tattoo.
Apart from
Alright, that was my video for today. That was really cute. She's just having a good time. She's super creative, super artsy. Looks like she likes singing and drawing and just living her best life. It was adorable. I really liked watching that. I think that she's been doing a pretty good job of being responsible and getting decent work done on herself and stuff that she does want to play around with. It's on a really small scale, so it's a low risk factor kind of deal. It doesn't seem like she's doing it to other people, so, you know, I ain't mad about it. It was fun. It was fun to watch that. If anything you guys watched today helped you out in your own process of stick and poke or tattooing, let me know. If I said something you disagree with, if you keep it respectful in the comments, then I can see it and I can answer and give my input on it or learn something from you. I had a comment the other day that I wanted to react to, and it was in my notifications, and then this happens every now and then. I try to go read it and it's not there, and community guidelines took it down. So I definitely enjoy your input. I really want to know your viewpoint on stuff. Just YouTube's gonna boot you before I can respond to you, so, you know, sorry. I would have loved to responded, but I don't know. It was something about like using deodorant for stencil stuff, and he's like, don't you know that? And it was kind of sassy, and I was like, well, I do know that. That's why I don't like it, because it sucks. So, you know, if it works for you, that's great. But maybe to update on that a little bit, if you guys have been watching my videos, I did like kind of like a poor reaction to stencil stuff because I've never heard of it. I actually went out and bought it to try it out to really figure out if it's worth it, because I saw actual tattoo artists who are licensed using it. And that stuff is really good if you use it right. I can let a stencil sit for like half an hour. It won't come off. It'll last for like 3 days. It's insane. Like, so it's dirt cheap, and it works way better than a stick of deodorant because you can't reuse a stick of deodorant on multiple tattoos. So you're wasting your money. That's why I don't like it. And that's what I would have commented if they had been respectful about their comments. I don't know. I will go and teach you something, but it's too bad. It's But that was my video. Thank you, Biddle. Yeah. Thank you for your videos. I really enjoyed watching them. Good luck on your singing and creativity and all that stuff. You go. You're doing a good job. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
well, I do know that. That's why I don't like it, because it sucks.